Hi guys, welcome back to the Session Talk Show. And we are joined now with FEMA spokesperson, Lanisha Smith, right?
Yes, right.
Thanks, I'm glad I got that right. And as you guys know, Houston has had some major storms here recently. So, we just definitely wanted to bring someone in to kind of help give us some insight on FEMA, your new expanded program, and how you can assist with disaster recovery. So, Lanisha, you just want to kind of give us a little background. I know you're from the DC area and how everything kind of works with you being here.
Yeah, of course. And thank you so much for having me. So for survivors who have been affected by the recent storms, the recent severe weather, we highly encourage those folks to put in an application for FEMA assistance. So there's 3 ways that they can do that. They can apply at Disasterassistance.gov. They can call the FEMA helpline number, which is that 1-800-621-3362. Or they can go into a disaster recovery center and they can speak with a FEMA representative in person. Now, I always encourage survivors to take advantage of those disaster recovery centers where you can sit down and speak with someone, face to face. I think it really helps them work through the application process. Now, in terms of what sort of assistance that FEMA can offer someone, it's financial assistance for survivors to make repairs or replacements to their damaged property, their damaged homes, their damaged vehicles, if they have underinsured or uninsured damages due to the storm.
Okay, so I heard that you guys also helped with the high deductible from if they can't make it. Is that correct?
Yes. So this is a big rumor that happens with every disaster. Survivors think, I have insurance, so now I won't be eligible for FEMA assistance. And that is not true. Even if you have insurance, you don't have insurance, we encourage everyone who has, acquired some damages from the storm to apply for FEMA assistance. For folks who have insurance, if you're experiencing high deductibles, you may be eligible through FEMA to get some assistance with those deductibles as well.
Gotcha. How important is it for homeowners to keep receipts and records of damages or repairs?
Very important. So even if you haven't applied to FEMA yet, and you've already started making those repairs, you started getting estimates from contractors, it's very important to keep all of your documentation because we will need to look at that to see what assistance that you'll be eligible for through FEMA.
How's the process like to get eligible?
So once you put in that application, again, those 3 ways that you can do it. If you come into Disaster Recovery Center, sit down with someone and work through that process.
Can you say that number again you said earlier?
Yes, it's the FEMA helpline number, which is 1-800-621-3362. Or you can go to Disasterassistance.gov as well to put in your application there. Once you do that, then we will issue an inspection, and an inspector will come to your house to, verify the damages that you may have had, and he'll put that into the system and collect all of the documentation as well, and we'll work through all of that. One thing that I know a big question that people will ask all the time is, how long is this going to take? I love to say, help us help you. Make sure you're asking the right questions and asking exactly what we need to process your application as quickly as possible. We know that folks need that assistance as fast as possible. So we want to get, work through the process in a timely manner. So help us help you. Make sure that we have all of the documentation that we need.
May 28th was a really bad weather moment here for Houston and the Houston area, and also North Texas. Is there a deadline to seek assistance for that event, for that disaster event?
Yeah, so for the instant period for this disaster, it's still ongoing. So that includes the severe weather that people are still experiencing. So if you live in one of the designated counties and you can see what those counties are on FEMA.gov, you can still put in your application for FEMA assistance. And the deadline for that application period is July 16th.
Can somebody come to the office directly and apply? Or
That's one of those disaster recovery centers that I mentioned earlier. They can come in, and that is the way that I would encourage folks to do it. It's a lot easier to work through the process when you have a FEMA representative there to talk you through the questions, make sure that you're answering them correctly, because we know that some people may struggle with, understanding what the questions are on the application. Also, if you come into a disaster recovery center, there's other agencies and organizations there as well. We work very closely with the Small Business Administration, and they offer low-interest disaster loans if survivors feel that they still have unmet needs after insurance, after FEMA assistance. They can work through them. We also work very closely with the Red Cross as well, and you can find them in some of our disaster recovery centers providing assistance to survivors as well.
That's good. Like, I know you can't go over a list of, what's approved and what's not, but say like a homeowner just from the heavy wind now has a leak, but maybe their roof was already old, so the storm caused further damage. Are things like that accepted?
Yeah, and so recently we made some great updates to our individual assistance program. This has been the biggest updates that we've made in the last 20 years, and we've expanded some of that eligibility for homeowners when they're making repairs. So, for example, this is the example that I always love to use, is now under FEMA assistance, if your roof had previous damage before the storm, and then the storm came and also damaged the roof further, now we will be able to provide you some assistance to fix both the damage part of your roof and the pre-existing damage to your roof as well. So for survivors who are struggling, with those pre-existing conditions on their roofs, on their wall, the very essential places of their home, what makes your home safe and secure, and now you've experienced even more damage from the disaster, put in those applications with FEMA and help us work through the process with you so we can see what assistance you may be eligible for.
Could you, just for the audience, if they're going to need assistance and they're going to make an appointment one-on-one, FaceTime, what documents do you guys need if it could speed up the process?
So it's not an appointment when you come into a disaster recovery center. It's just walk in, first come, first serve.
Is there a wait usually?
So the disaster recovery centers that I've seen, there hasn't been a huge wait. People are coming in and getting seated, fairly quickly and getting assisted with a FEMA representative. So the documents that you want to come and bring is your current contact information. If you're not staying at your home, where are you staying? We need to know how we can reach you, if we need to send you any letters, any forms in the mail, where we need to send that address. You need your insurance information. You need a general list of what the damages are to your home, and then your bank account information as well.
That's great information. We have tons of questions. This is such an important topic. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Lanisha Smith.
Hi, my name is Lanisha Smith. I'm a FEMA spokesperson, and you're watching the Session Talk Show with CamVision 365.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Session Talk Show. Again, we are joined with the spokesperson for FEMA, Lanisha Smith, and we'll get right back into our discussion. Lanisha, I know that, I've heard that some homeowners or maybe renters can be denied FEMA assistance. Can you tell us some reasons for denial?
So that's a common question.
Okay.
A lot of the times when folks are putting in their application and they're receiving that information, that letter that says that they're not approved, most of the time it's because they've stated that they have insurance. So in order for us to determine what you're eligible for through FEMA, we have to see what your insurance payout is going to be from your insurance company. We cannot, by law, duplicate benefits that you're receiving from another agency, like your insurance company. So that's very important for people to know, because a lot of people receive that letter and they just see not approved.
So let me pause you for a second. So if I'm a homeowner
Yes.
and I have insurance and I have damage, before I apply with FEMA, I need to contact my insurance company?
Yes, we always encourage first, go through and put in that insurance claim.
Okay.
And then you can work through that process with FEMA, because we need to make sure to see how much your insurance claim is going to come out to before we can provide any additional assistance.
Gotcha. And I'm sorry, really quick, because you mentioned earlier in the show about the insurance companies and deductibles. So if a homeowner who, let's just say, Third Ward, wherever, homeowners, like you said earlier, barely making their insurance payments, now being told to go through their homeowner's insurance, and they have a $5,000 to $7,000 deductible and can't meet that deductible. At that point, can they apply for deductible assistance?
So it's one application through FEMA, and then we determine what you're eligible for through FEMA. So first you go through that insurance, you receive what your insurance payout is going to be.
So they have to receive their payout from the insurance company first?
Well, you have to get the document of from the insurance company that's going to say how much that they're going to give you. Then we can process what you'll be eligible for through FEMA.
So in that application, do homeowners need to present to FEMA what the insurance company has agreed to?
Yes. So you'll have to state that you have insurance when you initially fill it out, and maybe you don't have that number yet. You don't have that information back from your insurance. So we're going to say that you're not approved at this time because we don't know what your insurance is going to give you. So that's why we have to wait for that insurance claim.
So would you encourage homeowners to wait before applying?
You don't have to wait.
Okay.
But definitely put in that insurance claim first, and then you can put in the application with FEMA.
Okay. And does FEMA respond before the insurance company and they get a denial because they have insurance, they need to reapply?
Well, if you state that you have insurance, it's automatically going to say that you're not approved because we have to wait for that insurance payout.
Okay.
Yes.
And then they can reapply.
It's basically you come back with us. It's not reapplying. You don't have to put in a new application, but you come back and say, hey, I finally have my insurance information. Now let's work further through my current process that I have.
Okay, and I'm sorry.
That was some really good questions.
Yeah,
How often do you educate the homeowners about their insurance?
So it's
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's on all of our messaging is that first we want you to go through your insurance and then work through the FEMA process. It's just important that they know that because your first line of defense is going to be your insurance always. I want to sort of manage expectations of what FEMA assistance is. We're here to jumpstart your recovery. We're here to provide you some assistance to get you and your family back in your home safely. It's not like your insurance. Your insurance is going to provide that full recovery for you and take you all the way down to the end, where FEMA is just here to fill in the gap and jumpstart it for you, and then also direct you to, if you still have unmet needs after your insurance through FEMA assistance, you can go to the Small Business Administration where they offer a low interest disaster loan. Or if you're not interested in a loan, we can also direct you to other non-governmental agencies who are able to provide you assistance.
Okay,
as well.
and I know Rose has an important question about hurricane season, which is huge. But really quick, so as far as filling in the gap, other than repairs, you guys also provide assistance for, food, childcare, maybe reimbursement,
and rental assistance. If folks are, if they were staying someplace before that's now damaged and they need to look for a new place, they may be eligible for rental assistance through FEMA. We also have a new program that's called Displacement Assistance, which is a flexible program where it provides a one-time payment to a survivor to give them the opportunity to choose what's their best situation for them. So if they're currently displaced from their home and they're looking for a place to stay, they can take those funds and spend it however they see fit. If they want to stay with their friends, their family, and they say, hey, I'm staying with you and I want to provide you with, $50 for the utilities while I'm staying here. I want to buy some groceries since I'm staying in your house and provide you some funds with that. Or even if they want to go to a hotel, an Airbnb,
that's great. With the
they can
food
use
part.
it.
With the food part,
yes.
A homeowner who is already denied by FEMA because they have insurance, what about lost food? So if they're already denied by FEMA, how does that work?
If it just depends on the unique situation. It's going to be different for everyone. So if you've had damages from your home and you've lost
scenario. Homeowner who has insurance. No electricity for 3 days. All the food is bad in the fridge. Maybe they just went grocery shopping the day before the storm. $300 gone. How do they get help for that?
Their first line of defense is always going to be their insurance. And they're going to want to go
even for
through
the food.
Yes.
Okay.
They're going to go through their homeowner's insurance for that.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
How long, for what durations, can FEMA help a family in crisis to recover, to get back to normal?
So there's no set time. So you're going to work through your application, and then we're going to see if you're eligible or not eligible. Every survivor has the right to appeal, and you can appeal the amount that we give you, or you can appeal if you're not approved. If we give you an amount and you say, hey, that's not enough, you can come back and give us your documents, give us your receipts, give us your estimates that you received from your contractors and say, hey, you guys gave me this, but my contractors are saying that. And then we can relook at your application and decide if you're eligible for further assistance. But after that, once we give you your assistance, if they still need or have unmet needs, we can direct them to other agencies.
So Lanisha, tell us really quick, and I know we have to run, you got to get back to work. 2 questions. One, we definitely want to touch on hurricane season and preparing for that. It's huge. But also really quick, Dallas, our sister city, 4 hours north, has also been getting hit relentlessly for the last, it's raining there now. It was flooding yesterday. It was are you guys also in Dallas, those other counties? I know you're here in Houston today, but Also, for our friends in Dallas, what information can you provide? Pretty much the same?
Same information.
Okay.
I believe there's 22 designated counties in Texas, and that includes some areas in Dallas.
Okay.
So again, I want to direct folks to FEMA.gov.
Okay.
You can check on if you live in a designated county, or you can simply call that FEMA helpline number, which is
Okay.
1-800-621-3362.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, there's some people that are still without power because of May 28th.
Yeah.
And is there any way that you can help them in that regard with air conditioning?
So again, if they have been affected and their home is damaged due to the disaster, put in those applications as soon as possible. Again, always go through your insurance first, put in that insurance claim first, and then you can go and work through the process with FEMA.
Excellent. And I know we're like, the weather has just been weird, and it makes me very leery about hurricane season coming up. Like, what are we going to be up against? What advice can you provide for homeowners, renters, to get prepared in case, a major disaster?
Of course. And
Yeah.
I want to encourage people to talk with your family,
Okay.
talk with your neighbors, talk with your friends. What's your emergency plan? What's your evacuation routes? Are you signed up for your local notifications on weather? Are you getting your local notifications from your local government or your local officials on when and where you need to evacuate if possible? Do you know what your insurance policy is? Do you have all of your documents in a safe place? Are you ready? Do you have a grab and go bag if you had to evacuate quickly? Do you have somewhere that's already prepared where you can grab it really quickly?
My granny called that ready to roll.
Ready
to roll.
Are you ready to roll?
That's good,
So
yeah.
the time to prepare is now, and I would love to direct people to ready.gov. And you can go to ready.gov and you can create your plan there, especially if you have young kids. I think it's very important to talk with them as well, so they feel prepared. If they were with you, or they have to go through the same situation with you, making sure that your family is all on the same page with what your emergency plan is.
Excellent. Thanks so much. I hope you guys were taking notes.
Can I have one more question?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Rose. Go ahead.
Do you have a next town hall where you can then maybe educate or any additional trainings?
I don't have a date for another town hall. Definitely go through your county or your city, and you can check with them on any scheduled town halls that are coming up.
Excellent. We're good?
You're good.
Okay. I think we've been well informed. We'd love to have you back anytime. Of course, not on drastic terms, but to be informative and provide the education. We really appreciate it here at the Session Talk Show, and we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.